I just can't explain how awesome I feel when someone tells me I help them feed their family, and
yeah, dude.
And I want you guys to have that feeling too.
Reezy Resells. Follow the hustle.
Good morning, guys. It's checkout day. We are leaving Anaheim and heading back up to Santa Cruz. But before I go back to Santa Cruz, I'm gonna stop in LA and say hello to my buddy Matt Loberstein. If you remember, I interviewed him on my Reezy Talks live show. Matt is a young FBA private label seller. I believe he's about 25 years old, and he did over $2.5 million in sales in 2017. So this will be an awesome meetup. I'm gonna learn some stuff, you're gonna learn some stuff. Stay tuned for this. So we just got to Hermosa Beach. I'm going to meet up with Matt Loberstein, and we're gonna have a little bungalow talk, minus the bungalow.
I'm gonna go to a park.
The park? You're at the beach. Why do you want to go to the park?
Because I want to go to a park.
I found $5 sand dollars.
Nice. What are you gonna buy with your sand dollars?
Sandwiches.
Oh! I'm here with Matt Loberstein.
What's up?
You guys know who Matt is. You have to know who Matt is. He was on an episode of my show. He's a successful young private label seller on Amazon. How old are you, Matt?
25.
25, and he's killing it. What'd you do last year in revenue?
1.79 million.
1.79 million.
With private label, the goal is that you put in the work up front, you get this thing rolling, and then it's sort of hands-off. I would never say it's 100% hands-off. You want to keep adding new products and doing things to optimize, but it is more of a hands-off thing. And it also has more scale. You know, you could end up selling 10 a day or 100 a day, and your amount of work is the same. The downside of private label is it's riskier. Like, reselling is basically guaranteed unless you like get a chargeback or get scammed or something. I mean, it's like pretty much bulletproof. Whereas private label, like, you need to be in a position where you can risk some money and you can risk it not going well. That's what I always say. So, you know, you need some sort of way to build up money that you can then play with, right? And like, you can play with private label, you can throw money into it, see how it goes, see what happens, because it's not as guaranteed as reselling. But again, the downside of reselling is it doesn't really scale as well. But I think it's, in my personal opinion, it's the best way to get capital for whatever other business you're thinking about going into. It comes super naturally to you, and I also think it just exposes you to e-commerce super easily. It was really my first real business, you know?
Yeah, it's like I was telling Matt earlier, one of my first hustles as a kid when I was like 8 years old was I would fill my backpack up with ice and in a trash bag and put, you know, 25-cent sodas and water in it from Costco and walk up and down the beach and sell them for $1 or $2. I honestly just had the thought in my head, like, I'm gonna make that YouTube video. Yeah. I'm gonna do that hustle, the ice cold sodas and stuff out of your backpack, and I'm gonna walk up and down the beach and I'm gonna turn $20 into $80, you know, in a few hours on a hot day. And anybody can do that. If you want money or you want better success in life, you need to figure out how to get there, and if you really want it, you should be recognizing these opportunities. I don't know how to teach you how to recognize an opportunity. I can tell you about an opportunity that I've recognized. You need to curate and develop a mindset that like recognizes opportunities like that, you know? Like, at least for me, like, I'll be with my family members or whatever, and like something happens and they see the gleam in my eye, and I'm like, I think we can make money about that, or like we can make a YouTube channel about that, or we can write a book about that. And it's like, and they're like, God, can't you ever just like have an idea or a thought? And I'm like, no. Yeah, like, it's capitalism 101.
Everything is like, could this be a business? I have the same lens, and I think on some level that's why I even say, like, you got to figure out some stuff yourself, you know? Like, you have to have that desire for yourself, you know? Like, everyone's looking for the scalable, hands-off thing from the beginning, and sometimes you need to go sell the water bottles. Or for me, it was Craigslist and phones. Like, I've thought about making videos of like me going on Craigslist, hitting people up, like what I used to do, because it's like, people need that money up front, but they don't want to actually do those hard things. There are an abundance of ways to do the hard things to make some money, but everyone wants to figure out the hands-off, scalable way from the beginning with $0, and that is hard. So you need to build up some money that you can play with.
Extremely hard. And what blows my mind is that people end up not doing either, and then they just end up taking the job, which is like the least riskiest thing in the world, but it also has no upside, but also no risk, and at the same time you're giving away your life. Like, you only have one life, you know? You don't have to live your life like that, man. You can find your purpose and your passion in life, and like, for me, I think it is helping other people find opportunities and learn about opportunities. And just to hear how I've changed people's lives and stuff, it really fires me up, and I feel like that is my calling, or like my purpose in life, and that fully changed my life, like in how I feel every day or how I think about stuff. And it's like, I want to do more of that. Like, that's helping others is more important to me than helping myself. That's why we're doing this, not so we can make a lot of money off YouTube or because we can sell a course, because the truth is we can make way more money if we just double down on our existing craft. Like, we're losing money by doing this, but we like doing it, you know? It's like Gary Vee says that your comments are my oxygen or whatever. I say it's like crack. Not that I know what crack is like, but I just can't explain how awesome I feel when someone tells me I help them feed their family. And
yeah, dude.
And I want you guys to have that feeling too. So like, work hard, you know, get your economy in order so that you can have time, own your time, so you can find what your gift is or your passion.
Yeah, I agree. Like, you got to figure out the money so that you can figure out the thing that you want to have impact in, what your passion really is. I feel like I'm still at that point. Like, I don't really know my long-term thing, but I do know with helping people, with putting it out there, like, you're building this platform, that is the long-term arbitrage, that is the long-term value, that is what will lead to anything else in the future. Like, it's leverage, like Gary says, you know? And like, helping in the process, it's just win, 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 win from every direction.
Yep. Yeah. It's like, for example, I was just at a meetup. We wanted to go to Disneyland, and we were thinking about going to Disneyland for the day, and someone at the meetup was like, oh, I work at Disneyland, I could walk you in. And I was like, for real? Like, that's killer. Awesome. So we went to Disneyland, and like, I didn't know that was gonna happen. I didn't expect it, you know? I didn't plan it, but it's like, I'm not religious, but I like fully believe in karma, and like I'm stacking karma right now.
I agree. Like, I get the question all the time, like, why are you doing this? Like, why give away your secrets or whatever? And it's like, what people don't realize is like, it comes back to us in like, and not to sound all, like you said, like weird or whatever, but like, it comes back to us in ways that you don't necessarily, like, they're not obvious, like, but just random stuff comes up, like the connections I've made, the people I've met, like the stuff the places I've gone to, and I can see that it's only gonna compound.
It's only gonna be that plus me realizing that if it's not gonna be me, it's gonna be him or him or him. It's gonna be somebody.
True.
Somebody's gonna do what I'm doing, so why shouldn't it be me? Why shouldn't it be Matt?
My whole thing is like, how can you not? Like, how can you not be thinking like all of that shit? Like, you're gonna die, like to me it's just like, oh my god, like you have to do the thing, you know, like you have to go for it. Like, you can't just be complacent watching TV or whatever and just like dying every day, you know?
Growing up as a kid, like, I'm always told, like, you can change the world, like, go ahead, go get it, change the world. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm on food stamps, I live in a hotel, how am I gonna change the world? Well, now I know how I'm gonna change the world, and I'm psyched every single day.
That's awesome.
And I want you guys to have that feeling too.
Of course, you know, Breezy, you already know him. Go check him out. Realest dude on the reselling game, so make sure you go.
Thank you, man.
For sure, I mean, who else is? I mean, I don't pay attention to anybody else, but I'm sure out of all of them, like, yeah. I mean it though, I really do.
Yeah, no. Matt's a cool guy too. The meeting with Matt went well. It took way longer than I expected, but I guess that always happens when you're having good conversation. Now comes a 5-hour drive back to the house. Ugh.